one of them was a male and the other two, well, the other two were females. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Reefers.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Jane. And we're Blunt Talk Moms. And this is the shit nobody told you. Hey everyone. After our Tampon Tim conversation last week, we put up a couple of campaigns on a site that allows you to design and print and mail directly to customers. We decided that what better way to support Planned Parenthood. So 100% of the proceeds of the sale of the two designs that Mary came up with will go to Planned Parenthood. Getting people excited to vote in November because I think people have to vote like their lives depend on it because they very well might.
They do. 100%, you're right. Jane came up with doing the campaigns. I decided at some ungodly hour last night that we needed to do hoodies for homelessness.
You got this.
Do I? Not everybody's going to want a Tampon Tim tank top or hoodie or shirt, but
I don't know, Jane. They came in a wide variety of colors and sizes, so they fit a lot of different people.
They do, but some people live in places where it's not safe.
Fair.
For them to come out and be like, clearly I support Tampon Tim.
Yeah.
It is true, unfortunately. But people who are unhoused, regardless of the season, it gets very cold at night. So one of the things we thought we could do for somebody who doesn't want their own piece of apparel with proceeds to go to Planned Parenthood, I don't know why you wouldn't want that, but that's okay. You can donate a coffee using the coffee.com website. You can find that linked in our link tree.
Tell me what this means. I don't know what a coffee is.
So it's basically a site that you can, for the cost of a cup of coffee, you can support your favorite creator. You can donate as much or as little money as you want. As soon as we hit $44, which is what it costs for a hoodie to be shipped, we'll purchase one for a person experiencing homelessness in our area. You're also welcome to purchase them straight through the Bonfire site, the campaign that we have, which is linked again in our link tree. It's time for highlights of the week. Okay, Jane, what's your highlight?
So yesterday, I don't know if you heard that 5 people were named and indicted as a result of the death of Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing, for those of you who watch Friends, and of course we're right in that age, Friends was a Thursday night staple for many of us, passed away on August 28th, 2023 at the age of 54 years old.
Sad.
He was one of the funniest people I've seen on TV. He was found in his standalone jacuzzi, and it was later found that he passed away after drowning in his own hot tub. One of the people named in the investigation is Jasveen Sangha, known as the ketamine queen of LA.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, apparently. Just a little lesson. Ketamine is a drug. It is actually approved by the US FDA. So, it already has more going for it than marijuana, which is still a class 1 drug. But anyhow, ketamine, which fucking, can kill people, is approved by the US Food and Drug Administration as a short-acting anesthetic for horses and people in a medical setting.
Damn.
Yeah. It is often used, but it is not approved to treat chronic pain, depression, and anxiety. And depression and anxiety were the 2 things that actually Matthew Perry was being treated by a doctor for. Doctor's name was Dr. Salvador Plasencia, age 42, known to his patients as Dr. P. He had been treating Matthew for quite some time based on what was released over the last couple of days. He had been treating Matthew and wanted to be known as the person, his go-to person, and said to someone, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Wow.
So, over the course of time, he sold Matthew Perry 20 vials of ketamine for over $55,000 in cash. Dr. Mark Chavez, also named in the suit, was actually the person who acquired the ketamine for Dr. P. Kenneth Iwamasa was Matthew Perry's live-in caretaker, and together with another person, Eric Fleming, were the means of distributing the ketamine to Matthew. So the people that he entrusted to take care of him, were working with the person who wondered how much money he could get him to pay.
That's insanity.
Several weeks before Dr. P was treating Matthew in his office with ketamine, it made his blood pressure spike. He was unable to move or speak. He still continued to treat him even after that. The last treatment Matthew had with Dr. Placentia was about 1.5 weeks before he died. And again, he was being treated for anxiety and depression. And of course, he was a known addict for many, many years. Dr. Salvador was not giving him all of the ketamine that he wanted, so his live-in caretaker, Kenneth Iwamasa, was reaching out to Jasveen Sangha, and the two of them were working together to try to meet all of the needs of Matthew Perry. I want to talk about 33-year-old Cody McLaury. Cody McLaury died from the ketamine sold by Jasveen Sangha, allegedly, back in 2019. Cody's sister sent a text to Jasveen. Immediately after that text, Jasveen Googled, "Can ketamine be listed as a cause of death?"
Wow.
So 4 years before Matthew Perry's death, the same dealer that sold him the ketamine was involved with someone else's death of the same drug. She learned nothing. When they went in to conduct a search of her home, it was, quote, a drug-selling emporium. In her home, she had not just ketamine, she had methamphetamine, Jesus, cocaine, other drugs, reckless disregard of human life.
That's insane.
Right? The day Matthew Perry died, Ketamine Queen wrote, Eric Fleming. Okay. Jasveen sent a message on the day that Matthew Perry died, telling him to delete all of their messages.
Damn.
Yeah. It didn't have to happen. And the world is not as funny.
It's not as funny anymore. And once more, death not caused by marijuana.
Right? Anyone who calls marijuana a performance-enhancing drug has obviously never smoked marijuana. That's all I gotta say. Or taken an
edible. Or been around anyone who has ever been stoned in their life. Because, not much performance-enhancing happening.
Right, but something that can basically suppress your breathing and make you pass out.
Oh, I couldn't take ketamine. There's no way. It would shut my lungs down.
Yeah, I've never tried it, but yeah. I mean, ketamine is something that needs to be administered by IV. So this isn't something that you're just, popping a pill. Like, no, this is like serious shit.
Yeah, no, this is it's like heroin.
Right.
Except FDA approved.
Right. Well, yeah, totally.
It's a horse tranquilizer. That's what it is.
Right.
It is a horse tranquilizer.
According to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Psychiatry from May 24, 2023, it isn't a party drug, and the usage is increasing in the U.S. You're going to start seeing more of this as people go from meth and fentanyl.
It's the next fentanyl is what it is.
Right.
Well, because is ketamine Special K? Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's Special K.
So, it's been around for a long
vitamin
time.
K, but it's just getting a lot more
a lot more popular. Now
Right.
that fentanyl is no longer as available as it was.
Right.
It's still available, unfortunately, but it's amazing to me the things we criminalize and the things we don't criminalize. You want a little mood booster?
Yeah.
Near Seattle, Washington, earlier this summer, you know that several zebras escaped when they were on their way to Eastern Washington. And although they caught most of the zebras, there was one zebra that evaded capture. And there was memes popping up all over. People like, oh, I saw the zebra, and it would show up in various memes. It was great.
Right.
Well,
I
then,
had to ask people why my feed was covered
in zebras.
with zebras, and I'm not talking like, you know, just a zebra in a field. I'm talking like zebra atop the Space Needle, or you know, a zebra. I don't know, on the home plate at whatever the name of the kingdom is now.
Oh, candle.
No, that's here.
Oh.
I don't know.
They were everywhere. So then last week in Bellingham, Washington, several cows got loose. And I don't mean in Bellingham like the outskirts. I mean,
Bellingham is...
It can be very rural.
It's fairly agricultural in that area. Yeah.
You know, this was smack dab in the middle of town right next to the movie theater. I mean, and this is, you know, not a small movie theater. So on August 15th, in an Indiana county, an emu got loose. And I just want to know, when does the madness stop? It's insane to me. Have we just forgotten to securing animals? But we're just letting them run loose everywhere?
It's a fucking zebra. Like,
stop the madness.
They make... I don't know. Are we stepping into real life Jumanji?
I'm starting to wonder. It was the emu. The emu is what tipped me over. I was like, what the fuck?
I think it's funny that, you know, it's not the zebra, because unless you live in a small part of Cambria or you drive up Interstate 680 in the south or in the East Bay, you might occasionally see a zebra.
It does happen.
But most people, zebras are pretty uncommon. Emu is a little more common, but I would think so.
Like, just if I randomly saw an emu, first of all, I'd have to pull the fuck over and take a picture.
Well,
I don't just see an emu. Like,
I've done the same thing with like driving through Cambria.
Yeah,
it's actually the Hearst Castle. William Randolph Hearst, you know, had more money than God, and so he bought himself a bunch of different zoo animals, and he was going to build himself a zoo. And apparently to this day, those zebras are still there, and there's quite a large population of them.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Like, there is nothing to prepare you.
And people think I'm crazy when I'm saying, no, there really is a zebra.
I saw that, right?
Right. All right. Maybe it was something I took, you know, a long time ago.
Okay, but I never took any of those things because, contrary to popular belief, I was the good girl.
You can't even hold your straight face. You can't even hold a straight face when you're the one falling over and laughing.
I'm not the one whose mouth went on vacation over there.
Right, because I was laughing at the ridiculousness that you threw at me. As we've proven multiple times, it is the planning that was fine. It was your execution that left a little something lacking.
We have been having this fight for 20-some years.
The plan that I'm talking about, we have this entertainment, what do we want to call him? It's a fucking T-Rex dildo.
Oh.
That
Caucasaurus Rex.
We keep passing back and forth to each other. I got it for her as a gag gift, and she keeps trying to leave it in my house, so she'll hide it places, and it has sort of become a household joke.
It has.
But Harry and I have coordinated multiple times. When Mary leaves, she'll leave the room or something, and I'll have him running out. And it's not the plan, it's the execution. Proof.
I thought we decided to stop arguing about this.
Yeah, we did, but
But she wants it recorded
I'm
for
not
posterity.
arguing. Yeah. I'm also not arguing. I'm just stating fact.
Oh my god.
It's time for the reefer review.
The will make you laugh. Yeah. What's your name? Damn thing. That sounds sexy.
That was a Herculean toke, dude.
This is some pretty damn good weed. Not gonna lie.
That was just impressive.
All right. For this episode, we are going to be reviewing the Alien Labs Atomic Apple. We picked this up earlier today from Cocoa Farms in Concord. Be sure to ask for Bud Tender Scott. There's few times I wish this was a webcast. This is one of those times. The eighth that we bought was almost one entire, bud. It was pretty large. It's very pretty. It's got a lot of purple. You can almost see the crystals on it. We did this earlier. We were able to sit down and focus on something, so this provided a very nice body high.
Get it done high.
And just sit down and focus on a single thing. So, and shut down everything else. So I very much like this. I gave this 5 very enthusiastic joints. Cocoa Farms, multiple locations. Be sure to check them out.
Most dispensaries I go into, I walk in and I'm like, hey, yeah, they're making money, but I'm hanging out with cool people. Like, everyone there was super cool, but it was just very open and very bright and very warehouse-like.
Yeah, definitely, Costco, but smaller. And I gotta say, it's probably Concord gets hot. Antioch is another place that I know they have a location, and that gets even hotter, if you can believe that. So
I do.
I gotta imagine that place feels pretty nice on a hot day.
Oh, it felt good today, and it wasn't even that hot out.
That's true. It's back to school time.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty soon I'm going to have to go 25 through school zones. Is it 20? It might be 20.
Might even be 15. I don't know.
I promise I'm not speeding through and trying to run your children over.
A likely excuse.
I've been in that
I
car.
only go the same speed as everyone in front of me. Does that make it any better?
I mean, same?
Well, no, I set the car to go exactly this,
She's got a fancy car. Her car does what she tells it to. My sweet baby just goes, whatever.
Oh yeah, my other one's like, yeah, good job turning. Yep. Gives you. That's the assistance it gives.
Oh.
So yeah, back to school time. Although now that the Jane Lid has graduated, it really doesn't mean the same thing it used to anymore.
No, same.
Although I have noticed that back to school times are shifting earlier. Have you noticed that?
Dude, I was talking about it the other day because my friend is he's a special ed teacher and he's already working.
Right.
The kids are coming back, I think, next week, maybe the week after.
That's actually late.
Yeah.
That's actually late.
But we used to start after Labor Day, right?
Yeah, we always started the Wednesday after Labor Day.
Yeah.
That is actually among the latest. So,
Really?
according to a study, 2021-2022, just slightly more than 1,500 public school districts.
Okay.
So, now this is only public schools, Private, I think charter even might not be included in this. So this is just
Yeah, it's just public.
public funded schools. The most commonly reported district started that year, July 14th through 18th.
Shut up.
Yeah. It's also the number one in total number of students overall. July 14th through 18th.
Oh my god.
Now, it's a little interesting. For the second most common, more districts actually went back earlier. August 7th through 11th. Meanwhile, the total overall number of students actually went a little bit later. That was July 21st through 25th.
July or August?
That would be August.
Okay.
I only wrote down July, and then I wrote August, and I only carried it up.
Okay, I was confused.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. The post-Labor Day crowd had more students overall. That was the third highest, followed by just before Labor Day was 4th, and then the earliest one, it decreased overall down to July 17th through 28th. And I read online that overall, schools in the South tend to start back earlier. They get out a little earlier. School districts up where we're from in the Pacific Northwest and up in New England tend to go back, later. And it just sort of was like a wave across the country, and I don't know necessarily why that is.
Interesting.
I know it used to be related to kids being out of school to help bring in the crops. But
Yeah.
this has nothing to do with that anymore.
No.
Honestly, what I found was interesting was overall it seemed like the trend, if you looked at the overall number of students, more students started later, but more districts are starting earlier. So I think the overall trend is moving earlier, if you can actually believe that.
I can. I mean, I don't understand it, but I also don't work in the school system, and I don't know what the day-to-day is in a school system anymore.
Well,
I mean, it's been a hot minute since the Marylit was in school.
Right. We're fortunate that I think in this part where we are, our kids are going to school in air-conditioned classrooms. I don't know that that's true for a lot of places.
I'm sure it's not. I know it's not in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah.
Certainly not in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I mean, having air conditioning is kind of rare up there.
Right, and we're seeing more and more, and if we're shoving these kids back into classrooms, like, I don't know, August is definitely one of the hottest months around here. Maybe not so much right now, but
I don't know, even today is pretty warm, dude.
well, I mean, it's not bad, but we
Compared to how it's been,
it wasn't like a week where it was 100 plus.
Oh, that was awful.
But yeah, I don't understand how that's a thing.
What do you think about year-round school? What do you think about that? Because we digressed. That's what happened.
My problem is it makes things really hard to plan.
It does, but most people don't take month-long vacations. Like, they take like a week. And if you have
2 if you're lucky,
Yeah, 2 if you're lucky. If you have 3 big 2-week chunks, I mean, it's the same amount of time out of school, but rather than have all these in-service days where parents don't know, because they're not always the same.
My problem about with that is that, so in Janelet's school district, I should say districts, there were 2. One went K through 8, and one went 9th through 12th. Mm-hmm. They were on 2 whole different school calendars. So if you had a kid who was in elementary or middle school and a kid who was in high school, they got separate fucking vacations.
That's ridiculous.
So multiply that by 3 separate things, and you're looking at a planning nightmare.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, if they were going to do year-round, it would have to be at least statewide. Would need to be.
But I mean, the whole thing about the argument that I've heard for year-round schools is that the way that, in theory, they're supposed to work is you divide the kids into 4, and at any one point in time, 1 quarter of the kids are supposed to be off. So it can't be statewide, because in theory, the way that it's supposed to work is that, because that way you need fewer facilities,
smaller class sizes.
But that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know, go ahead.
I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I really don't. I just know that when they do have a straight 2 months off, that's a lot of time to forget how to learn.
Right.
Because not every parent is making sure these kids are learning over the summer.
These kids turn in their laptops at the end of the school year.
Mm-hmm.
They may be going home. They may not have access to computer or internet.
Exactly.
I didn't look into this or anything, but, just how much of the first part of the year is just them teaching the kids and getting them back into even the right mindset to learn again.
I remember it would take us at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, just to get back in the swing of things. I don't have anything to back that up. That's just
No.
a total gut feeling.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how, from what we know from us, from our kids. I didn't want to talk about what I was going to talk about now. I liked yours.
Did I mention we're doing this after we did the
Read for review?
Yeah, no, Scott took good care of us, man.
Scott took very good care of us. Thank you, Scott.
I was able to do my quote unquote research but I didn't do anything else.
Yeah, no.
All right, who's ready to laugh? If that's any of you, you might want to leave the room because up next we have Dad Jokes with Harry.
Hey folks, I got a new dad joke for you. You know what they say about being an organ donor?
What's that, Harry?
Takes a lot of guts.
Boo.
You have another one, Harry? I made you laugh.
More of this,
Oh, what you're reading?
Ouch.
yeah.
Uh-oh. What are you looking at? BadDadJokes.com?
No, but a similar type of deal.
He's like, I'm not giving up my sources.
Why do people in Greece hate waking up at dawn?
Why?
Because they're sane?
Because dawn is tough on Greece.
It's time for Did You Know with Mary. Do you know why it's become traditional to bring an apple for your teacher when you go back to school?
No, I don't.
I didn't either. I just thought it was a whole, like, an apple a day keeps the doctor away kind of thing.
Yeah.
In 16th century Denmark, teachers didn't have enough money to buy food, so kids would go to schools with apples so that they could eat.
So they expected the teachers to live on nothing but fucking apples?
Listen,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I
love me a good apple. I mean, I can talk to you. I can espouse the virtues of the Brayburn versus, like,
the Honey Crisp.
Don't even get me started on anything below a Honey Crisp, man. That's
for peasants.
unless it's a good Granny Smith for a pie or something.
Okay.
You're not gonna find that shit in my house.
No.
You're gonna find good apples in my house.
No, for sure.
None of that mealy shit we grew up with.
Oh God, those were the worst. But no, man, this is what every day they would bring them an apple. Like, I don't know if each kid took a turn or what. I couldn't find any more information.
Right,
on it, but
they would, like... Okay, so you get 30 apples.
nobody thought to send this bitch some bread? Like...
Right, I'm like, okay, so he, like... gorges himself on 30 apples in the first week,
and then
you have a dead teacher. I don't know.
At the very least, one with some gastrointestinal issues.
Well, at least he doesn't have scurvy.
He does not. No, that's citrus. Apples aren't scurvy.
Which doesn't have any. I thought it was scurvy is vitamin C.
Apples don't. Wait. It is vitamin C, but it's not. Apples don't keep scurvy away, do they?
I don't know.
Okay, well, it's my factoid. I guess I'm looking it up.
Apples contain vitamin C, which can help prevent scurvy.
I'm never gonna live that shit down.
All right, and here's a weird internet rabbit hole. The next link down above that is, will eating one apple a day cure scurvy? My toe seems to have developed scurvy.
How the fuck do you get scurvy in your toe?
I don't think you get scurvy in one toe.
I don't think you do either.
I don't know what the hell that is, but that's why we don't go down the Quora rabbit hole, because
I don't run the Googleverse.
Why your algorithm do.
It's time for Munchie of the Day. Okay, what are we reviewing today?
Today we are tasting Oreos Toffee Crunch flavored cookie.
I'm in. Don't worry. I will wait for you this time.
All right. I got it this time. Cheers.
Okay.
What kind of Oreo eater are you? I got to take it apart.
It depends on my mood. Like, because I'm doing like a taste test right now, because I sound cool when I say that, I'm going to tear it apart. But sometimes I actually just bite the cookie like a heathen.
Yeah, that's just such a waste.
So I'm loving, first of all, I love the smell. Like, it smells It just smells really good.
It actually smells more like butterscotch than toffee.
I mean, it's an Oreo cookie. I haven't gotten to the cream part.
Yeah, the top.
Well, some of the creams really do change the consistency and texture.
Okay, I haven't experienced that, but I could see that.
Yeah. All right, we're going in for the
Now,
Toffee
I can
Crunch.
definitely smell the toffee or taste the toffee a little bit, but only a little bit with the cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the second Oreo I've tried with the little sprinklies inside. I don't know if I like it. And of course, got to finish off the bottom cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that is the appropriate way to eat an Oreo.
Absolutely. Okay. I don't hate it. I wouldn't say no to it again. But it's not my favorite Oreo, that's for sure. It was good though.
I just want a regular Oreo now, really, is what that did.
Like, it was good. I could maybe eat two.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd even call that toffee flavor. It's more butterscotch,
It
and
really is.
I don't know that it goes well with the cookie flavor.
It's almost like they were trying to do a coffee thing. The Toffee Crunch Oreo, I could eat maybe two. I definitely wouldn't buy them again. That's for sure.
I find that with a lot of the Oreo flavors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's either a double stuff for me, or honestly, sometimes I mention a mint Oreo mint. I do love a good mint Oreo cookie.
Yeah, they had that one also. And you know me, I'm not a fan of mints.
No.
Mint's not really a dessert flavor for me. That's a flavor for gum.
Are you gonna buy these again?
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to say 1 out of 5 Munchie Meals.
I agree with you.
Just because it's an Oreo, so I mean,
Right.
cookie can't go wrong.
Well, and the scale is 1 to 5, so 1 is the lowest you can go.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I agree. I wouldn't buy these again. I don't know if I'll finish the pack.
Do better Oreos.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Jane, and we'll see you next time.